Alright, hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel, City of Electrons. So this video is a continuation of the previous one, like a direct continuation. We're working on an example, which is this, to solve this partial differential equation using Gauss-Seidel method. Okay, and this partial differential equation is in the domain of the figure given below, which is this figure here. Okay, so please do well to watch the previous one because it's a direct continuation of this one. All right, so we've seen how to derive the 9 equations, because we said the solution is to first derive the equations for each of for T1, T2, and so on. So the last video we stopped at T4, and I asked you to get T5, T6 to T9. So let's just do a confirmation or do a check. So T5 will be what? Like we said, look down, look right, look up, look left. So down, T2 plus T6 plus T8 plus T4. What do we have in T5? T2, T6, T8, T4. Perfect. T6, that will be what? T3, 0. Excuse me, let me take this out to avoid better. So for T6 we'll have T3, T3, 0, T9, and T5. T6, T3, 0, T9, T5. Perfect. So let's check T7. T7, that will be what? T4, T8, 1, 0. T4, T8, 1, 0. Perfect. And let's check T8, T5, T9, 1, T7. T5, T9, 1, 7. Good. And then the last one, T6, 0, 1, T8. T6, 0, 1, T8. Okay? Done. Now for the first, let's take that now. For the first iteration, let's go. We are going to have these 9 equations again. So let me just paste them. The first iterations, we are going to have the 9 equations again. Okay, yeah, so have the 9 guys again, but no need for all these parts, this equation, that, no need for all those parts. Let me take all that out. Okay, no need for all this equation, that, this part. I should make this bigger. Okay, what am I even doing? Just select and delete Abby. Okay, better. Now, so what we will do, recall that from T1 T1 to T9 is 0. So this T1 to T9 equals 0 is the latest iterative values. I said I will come back to this and point out important things. I'm doing that now. So for first iteration, okay, T0, this is 0. So what will be the answer for T1 in our first iteration? Note that since we are dealing with first iteration, we are going to have this on top. First iteration. Okay, just do that to know that we are talking about first iteration. Okay. First iteration. Good. So for the first iteration, what will be the answer for T? Because now we need a value. 0 is 0, of course. T2, what is T2? T2 is 0. Remember, the first iteration, everything we have is what? 0. Okay. See, let me just write it here so I don't need to come back again and again and again. So T1 T9 equals 0. okay, for the first iteration. So that means what we have here is 0. What we have here is 0. Okay, 0. T4 is also 0 because it's the first iteration. It's also 0. Okay, so 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 0 multiplied by 1/4 equals what? 0. That's for the first iteration for T1. Then how about T2? T3 is also 0. Okay, T3 is also 0. How about T5? T5 is also 0. A lot of zeros. Okay, and T1 is also 0 because T1 to T9 equals 0. Okay, that means this one also gives 0. I believe we are getting the point already. So clearly this guy is also 0. That's also 0. So 0, 0, and this gives us a 0 here. Just a 0 here. Also 0, 0, 0. So we'll place 0 there. Okay, now this is quite easy to just substitute in 0 because of course I'm using a laptop now, so I can just clean copy paste. But if you are doing it with paper and pen to write this thing again and again, then you have to trace back what is equation, what is in equation, let's say T5 now. So I now have to trace back in T5 what is here. I'll now trace back T5. Okay, we have T2 there, T6 and T8 with this. I'll now trace back. But of course this is a computer, so I just copy and paste. Okay, but if I use paper or pen, you have to trace and trace and trace and trace. Okay, hope your name is Tracy, not Tracy. Whether your name is Tracy or not, you have to trace. Okay, so of course this is still 0, 0, 0, 0. Let me say this right here. Exactly. I have to say this now. So this is 0, right? 0, 0, 0. Now T4. Please note, T4, we are looking at the latest iterative value. So when we want to say what is T4 now, we are no longer going to look at this point because the latest T4 is here. This is where our latest T4 is. However, this is also 0. Okay, so here we are going to have 0 also, and of course this gives us 0. Because 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 0 multiplied by 1/4 is saying 0. Are we together now? Yes. Alright, T3. Oh, even T3, we are no longer going to look at these parts. We are going to look at where? This T3, because it is the latest T3, the latest iterative value. This is the first iteration, and this is the value, and this is the latest. T3, however, is still 0. So T9, we do not have, okay, there's nothing here. So go back. What's our latest T9 here? 0. Okay, so let's plug it in. Plug. So T5, latest T5, this is our latest T5, and it's also 0. So let's plug that in. Plug gives us 0. Are we together now? Yes. Now next, T4, latest T4, still 0. Let's plug that in. Latest T4, 0. T8, still 0. 0. 1, 0. Of course, 1 is 1. So 0 plus 0 plus 1 plus 0 equals what? 1. Now, guys, 1 multiplied by 1/4. This will result in 0.25. Okay, next. So T5, latest iterative value of T5 is what? 0. Is what? 0. So we are taking this boy out and we plug in 0. T9, latest iterative value 0. Okay, latest iterative value is 0. We have 1 here, but the latest iterative value for T7 is what? 0.25. Okay, so there we plug in 0.25. Now we have numbers, a lot of numbers coming up. So this plus 0 plus 0 plus 1 plus 0.25, this will give us 1.25 multiplied by 1/4. That will result in 0.3125. Punch your calculators to be sure. Okay, but I am sure. Next, T6. What is the latest value of T6? We'll come back. T6, the latest value is what? 0. T6 is 0. T6 is 0. Of course, 0 is 0, 1 is 1. T8, latest value. Latest value is what? T8, latest value is this. You can see that we are no longer we are not coming back to this to find T8 because this is no longer the latest. The latest we have now is this for T8. That's why I said this guy here is something we have to bear in mind. The latest iterative value. So what is the latest now? The latest in town is this. Copy and paste. Oh, computer life sweet. Oh, paper and pen. Go right. Iterate. Here we can just copy and paste, make life easy. So now when we sum these up and multiply by this by 1.4, that will give us 0.3281. Okay, approximately. Oh yeah, that's it. So now we've gotten T1 to T9 in the first iteration. Now for second iteration, recall that we are asked to do it up to 10 iteration. Okay, where is that part of the equation? Take 10 iteration. So we've done 1, we have 9 to go. So for second iteration, now for second iteration, our values for T1, the latest value for T1 is this, latest value for T2 is this, latest value for T3 is this, and so on. Clear? Latest value for T7 is this, latest value for T8 is this, latest value for T9 is this. We are no longer going back to this boy or to these guys. Are we together now? Now let me just paste these guys. Now if got the right of this thing, so just copy it and paste it lah. Okay, good. All right, zoom in. So of course I think I should just erase this part to avoid no boy, there'll be so much correction, so let me just make that fresh. Correction will be too much there. So for the second iteration, T1 second iteration, so we have 2 on top of it. T2, okay, sorry, this T2, T3, but we will have 2 on top based on second iteration. Okay, T4 second iteration, T5 second iteration, T6 second iteration, T7 second iteration, T7, T8 second iteration, T9 second iteration, equal to good. 1/4, of course. 1/4. Now what is T1? Now this is where you have to turn back to the formula, to the equation 1. Man, Man. 0 plus T2 T4 0. 0 T2 T4 0. Okay, 0 T2 T4 0. Maybe to avoid coming back over and over again to back to this screen, you can just copy this and put it in your rough paper and hold the rough paper in your hand. Okay, hold the rough paper so that you can just look at the rough paper and continue from your current page. So what we have here is 0. Okay, plus the next thing we have is T2. But what is the latest iterative value of T2? 0. So we'll come here and plug in that 0. Plug. Then the next thing is what? T4. And the latest value of T4 is 0. Okay, 0 plus 0. This will result in 0. Please, you can pause the video, rewind, take it forward, take it backwards, make sure you understand what's going on. Okay, then the next, which is T2, will be what? Back to the formula of the equation. 0 T3 T5 T1. Okay, so we'll come over this way. 1 over 4. We zoom closer. So 1 over 4. So the next one for T2 we have 0 plus we have T3. But what is T3? What is the latest iterative value of T3? Latest iterative value of T3? 0. So we'll plug that in. 0 plus what is the latest iterative value of T5? Because T5 is the next one. T5, check. 0. Plus the next one is what? T6, check. 0. Okay, 0, and that equals 0. T3, I'm going to do this with you. T3, let's go and check again. Equation 3. 0. Oh, I think I made one mistake there. Yeah, I'm correct now. Correct. But this is for 0 0 0 0 is correct, because this one here is 0 in the formula in equation 2. Let's look at it to be sure. Equation 2. Yes, 0 T3, and our T3 latest iterative value for T3 is 0. T5 latest is 0. T1 latest is also 0. Maybe I mistakenly look at T6, but I should look at T1. So this part here is T1, and if you look at T1, latest iterative value for T1 is also 0. Okay, now let's go for T3. So for T3, that's equation 3, we have 0 0. Then we now look at T6, look at T2. Let's go. 1 over 4. 1 over 4. 0 plus 0. Then T6 and T2. That's why you have to write it in your rough notes so to see it sharp. Instead of going back. So T6 is what? T6 is 0. Okay. T6 is 0. T6 is 0. And the next one is T3. I mean it's T2. T2 latest is 0. 0. And of course it will give us 0. So for the next one, T4 will give us, I'm just trying to picture the image. T4 will give us T1, and the next will be T5, and the next will be T7, and the next will be 0. I think this should be it. Just trying to picture it in my mind. That's T4 now. Yes, correct. 1570. Correct. 1570. 1570. So now, what is the latest? I think it's a very safe way to do it. What's the latest for T1? This is the latest for T1 here, not up again. This is the latest for T1. Are we together? This is the latest for T1. Okay. This one also. This one, I'm correct to is 0, but I should have looked at this one as the latest for T1, not going back to this one to check for T1. I believe you understand what that means. Okay, latest, keyword latest. So that means it should be 0. Okay, sometimes okay. Then T5, what is the latest for T5? We do not have it here, so we have to go back. T5 is also 0. It's also 0. T7, we do not have it here, so we have to go back. 0.25. 0.25. And of course this 0 is 0, so let me just wipe out this part. So 0.25. 0.25 can't really be that, plus 0, and this will give us 0.0625, because you sum this up and you subtract it from, and you multiply it by that, it gives you 0.625. Let me just do this one, and then I'll let you do the rest, and I'll show you the full second iteration in the next video. So this T5 will be what? T5 will be T2 plus T6 plus T5. What's on top? 8 plus T4. This is how it should look like, I think. I'm just trying to picture it in my head so that 2684. Question 5. 2684. Okay. So now, what is the latest for T2? Here, this is the latest T2. That's 0. That's 0. 0. What is the latest T6? We don't have it here, so go back. Latest T6. Also 0. Also 0. Latest T6 is 0. C0. Latest T8. Check. 3125. 0.3125. That's T4 Navi. 0.3125 plus T4. The latest T4. Latest. This is it. Okay. Not going back. If we go back, we'll miss this latest guy. So we have to take this latest guy. So the latest T4 come here, and that's it. So this, when you sum this guy up, multiply by this, you are going to get 0.0938. Okay, check with your calculator and confirm. So that's for T5. Now this process continues to complete our second iteration. In the next video I'll show you the second iteration, but I'll show you the complete second iteration. However, you can do this to the 10th iteration, 11th, 13th, 17th, okay, iteration. So, but hopefully with this, I believe we've been able to understand how this Gauss-Seidel method works. Okay, this is just how this method works. Okay, this is just what? This is just how this method works. Okay, so I'm going to stop this video and this particular example here and go into the next method in the next video, into the next topic in the next video. However, in the next video I will show you the complete second iteration. Recall that we said this series is what? Class recap. So of course we're not running the whole thing, but it will just give you the idea. And of course, if you have questions, you can surely leave them in the comment section. Like, share, subscribe, comment, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks a lot for watching, and bye for now.